What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Leon. This is XP to Level Up, where I give you the experience that you need to get to the next level in your life, whether that be with your fitness goals or with life in general, guys. Now, today we have a great topic. We're going to be talking about coasting versus thriving in life, okay? I'm going to tell you guys 5 different things that I feel like in each category determine whether you're coasting or thriving in life. Now, keep in mind, these are based off of my own experiences. These are obviously opinionated things. These aren't necessarily entirely facts, but just based upon my life compared to where I was and where I am now, I've noticed these key differences in somebody that's coasting in life or thriving in life, okay? So hopefully by listening to this video, you can see where you're at and see if you need to make adjustments or if you're doing great. So, all right, guys, let's get started. So, coasting, the first thing that you can tell that you're coasting in life and not really, doing much is if you're living day to day with no plan, okay? So you have no schedule in your life, you have no, you don't know where your time's going, you don't know what you're doing that day, and you just kind of do whatever falls in your lap, guys, okay? You just kind of do, if your friends hit you up or whatever, all right, cool, I'll go do this little, social interaction or whatever, or I'll do this or I'll do that. You kind of just go day by day. You're just kind of going with the flow. You don't know where your time's going, right? I feel like that's definitely somebody that's coasting because obviously you're not, keeping track of what you're doing with your time. So obviously that's coasting through time, right? So the second thing, guys, is you have no goals, okay, no ambition, and you just do the bare minimum of what's required in life, okay? Now, why do I say this? Because this is exactly what I used to be, guys. I used to definitely be a coaster in this fashion and in the ways of, I didn't have any kind of goals or any kind of ambition. I wasn't really thinking about what my future was going to look like. I didn't have any short-term or long-term goals. I was just my only goal and ambition was just to make it to the next week, to make it to the next paycheck, to feed myself, just the very bare minimum of things. Throughout most of my life, at jobs that I've been at and stuff like that, I've always had a great work ethic and I've always worked hard, but, in terms of my career choices in general and, trying to get outside my box, I've kind of only done the bare minimum of what's required. Like, obviously I've elevated to job to job to job, and I've made, a few more dollars there, a couple more dollars here, etc. But I never really challenged myself. I would kind of just do what I knew, what was easy for me, okay? So third thing, guys, is no security in your finances and you're stuck in a job that just barely gets you by, okay? So this kind of relates to the second one in terms of you have no grip on your money situation. You don't know where your money's going. You don't have a budget. You don't have a savings. You don't have an emergency fund, right? You don't have all those basic financial things that you need in your life to be successful with your money. You kind of just go with what you see is in your hands, and you kind of go paycheck to paycheck, kind of just hoping that you'll be able to pay bills on time, hoping that you'll be able to get the things that you need. And just not really having any awareness of where any of your money's going. You're kind of just like, all right, well, I got paid today, so I'll have money hopefully for the next couple weeks, that's just kind of how you look at it. You don't sit down and really make a budget and be like, okay, this money's going here, that money's going there, here's how much spending money I have, is how much money I need to save for bills. You don't really think about any of that. You're just kind of like, okay, I have money so I can spend it or not. There's really no thought process that really goes into it. And yeah, like I said, guys, stuck in a job that, just barely gets you by. Again, just doing something that's easy to you, not challenging you, paying you just enough money to get by, right? That 20, 30, 50 or 15, 20 or $30,000 a year job, just kind of minimum wage, just doing what you need to do to get by. You're not really striving for anything. You're just kind of, content with mediocrity in terms of your finances and such. And so, guys, fourth thing is having no skills And again, just doing everything that is easy to you, okay? You're never challenging yourself. You're never getting out of your comfort zone. You're never, doing things that push you to develop. You're just kind of stagnant or regressing in life. You're not really doing anything to really, push you to that next level. Having no skills, again, I feel like everybody needs a skill of some kind that they can fall back on. I feel like the idea of just thinking that you're just going to make it, job to job, and just be fine. Yeah, you might be fine if you're not expecting to do much in life and you're not expecting to make that much money. But if you plan on actually, having an income that's able to support a family, that's able to, provide for your future, you have to have some kind of skill to get that, because no one's going to pay you money if you don't have any skills in anything. You have to have something that people want, something that people need, and thus are able to pay you a premium for it. Whether that be a trade, whether that be, anything, like anything that's in high demand, or just something that there will always be a demand for, not necessarily high demand, but just something that that there will always be a demand for. That's why people always tend to recommend learning a trade of some kind, because there's always going to be a leak in a roof. There's always going to be concrete that needs to be poured. There always needs to be carpets that need to be laid out, stuff like this that just never ends and never is lacking in terms of opportunity. Is something that you want to create a skill in to fall back on in case what you really want to do with your life, which is like, your purpose in life, things, your passion. If that doesn't work out for you, you have a skill to fall back on that will pay you good money and give you a good lifestyle. So, the last one, guys, for this is living only in the moment and that next Friday mentality, okay? So you're kind of just thinking about today. You're not thinking about your future. You're not thinking about, how's tomorrow going to look? How's next week going to look? You're just thinking about today, okay? How am I going to get through today? You're just very in the moment in that aspect. And just that, like I said, that next Friday mentality, guys, just kind of just always looking forward to the weekend. Never, making your weekdays fulfilling. You're just kind of getting through your work days, sleeping at a hopefully decent hour, waking up and doing it again. You're not really filling your schedule with anything that fills your life with abundance. And thus you are always just kind of looking to that Friday release, that all that pent up energy and stress that you don't know how to deal with, you just wait till the weekend to release that and then start all over again. There's not a true sense of mental freedom because you're always just kind of locked in that mentality of like, okay, most of my week's gonna suck, then I'm gonna go out on Friday and have fun and release all this stress and then build it up and release, build it up and release. There's no like in between, or there's no prevention or preparation for, anything other than that, but instead, if you could fill your week with, things that you enjoy doing in your spare time, because everybody has spare time. It's just about how much they recognize they have and what they're willing to do with it. Okay. I don't want to hear, oh, I don't have any time. The people that don't have any time just don't want to make time. Granted, I get if you're working a 15, 16-hour job or whatever, I get that. But I mean, if that's the case, maybe you should think about doing something else if you're spending that much time at work. I mean, that's honestly, I feel like unless you're making over six figures, that's not worth it. I feel like if you're just sucking the life out of your personal life to make a check, if it's not over six figures, I feel like it's really not worth it. But that's just my opinion. But all right, guys, so that's the characteristics that I believe that somebody that is coasting in life is kind of holding under their belt. Again, this is from my experience. These were a lot of the traits that I had, when I was younger, coming up in that, that's that scarcity mindset, in that coasting, go with the flow mindset, thinking that, I'll be fine and shit, not really thinking about the future. So guys, the next thing is thriving. Okay, so these are the 5 things that if these apply to you, then you're thriving in life right now. You are a step among the rest, or no, a step ahead of the rest. Okay, so if these things apply to you, you're doing a good job. Keep it up and keep stacking on top of that. Keep adding to it. Never settle, right? Never think that you're good enough. You can always be better. Okay, that's how the most valuable people in this world become that valuable, is because they know they can always be better and they never settle. So first thing, guys, is you're setting clear and realistic goals, okay? And you have a plan on how to achieve them, okay? And you're schedule oriented, right? So people that are thriving in life always have something written down that they're trying to achieve, something that they're trying to level up with, whether it be small or a big task. It's something, they have something planned out. They're like, okay, I need to do this in this amount of time, or whatever the case, right? They always have something to accomplish, something that they haven't done before, and that they're trying to get better with. Again, it doesn't have to be some huge thing, it doesn't have to be, run 20 miles in a week or some crazy thing, Again, these are realistic goals, okay? These are realistic goals that that you can achieve based on what you've done in the past, or what that you're capable of, okay? And what you're capable of is just limited to what your perspective is. And so I think that people that are thriving in life, again, they set clear and realistic goals. And, keyword clear, okay? These are clear goals. These are not convoluted. These are not goals that don't make much sense. These are clear goals. These are things that, okay, I can look at this on the whiteboard and be like, okay, this is clear what I need to do, and schedule oriented. I challenge you guys, okay? I challenge you guys this next upcoming Sunday, whether it be this upcoming Sunday or next, or whenever you see this video, at the end of the week that you watch this video, I challenge you to go on your phone or go on your computer or whatever you use frequently, or, a pen and paper, okay? And schedule out your whole week and try to put something, that either you enjoy doing or you need to be doing in every time slot of those days. So let's say, you wake up, you have breakfast from this time to this time. Okay, great. Then you go to the gym from this time to this time. Okay. Then you work on this from this time to this time. Then you do a hobby from this time to this time. Schedule out your whole entire week, guys, and I promise you, 95% of you can be more productive than you think you are, or that you could be, okay? It's just a matter of preparation, guys. Preparation is key to being productive and successful at anything. You have to be prepared for it. If you go into your week and you think that you're just gonna be productive every day, that's not how it works, okay? You have to know exactly what you're putting, what you're doing, how much time you're putting into it, and know when to move on to the next task and so on, okay? You cannot expect to just wake up every day. And yeah, of course, you can make a to-do list of what you need to do every day, and that's great. That's something, right? That's better than nothing. But you'll come to find out that a lot of times that when you write out your to-do list, you're just not really, as capable as you. I shouldn't say capable, but sometimes you just don't have as much time as you think, or sometimes you just put too many tasks in one day and you just end up overwhelming yourself. Okay, I think it's best to just sit down and just be like, okay, what do I need to get done this week? How should I get it done? How much time do I need to do it, or whatever? And I just schedule out my whole week. I go from Monday to Sunday. Okay, what am I going to do for each of these hours? And I'm telling you, you will get so much done. It is a weird motivator when you have a designated time for something. It makes it feel more mandatory. Okay, when you set up a time for something, because a lot of us are used to writing down things on our calendar that are mandatory, right? Like doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, work meetings, social gatherings. Just anything that's like mandatory that you feel like you need to do this or you have to do this. You tend to do it because it's scheduled down. You know that you have to do it. But if you were to just apply that same mentality to just your daily life, I guarantee you guys will be much more productive than you ever thought you could be. It's just a matter of preparation. So second thing, guys, is not afraid of a challenge and you're looking for a challenge, okay? You're looking for something new in your life. You're constantly looking for ways to get out of your comfort zone, to get out of your box, because you know that that will develop you as a human being, okay? Nobody becomes successful and develops as a human being by doing nothing about it and expecting it to just fall in their lap. You have to go out there. You have to be outside your comfort zone. You have to live a social life of abundance. You have to be constantly doing things to put yourself in opportunities' way, guys. That's just the way that the law of attraction works. You have to go out there, not necessarily looking for any specific thing, but you just have to go out there and put yourself out there in the world. You just have to make yourself available. And you'll be surprised to see what kind of opportunities fall in your lap, what kind of networking opportunities from people that you meet, meeting new women or men or whatever, just new friends. I mean, just putting yourself out there, it's substantial the amount of opportunity you put in your life just by going out and doing things, I know it sounds simple, but a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just sit at home and just kind of settle for what they got, just kind of expecting more to come eventually with time. And that's not how it works. If you want something, you have to go out there and get it. You can't just sit around and expect it to come to you. You have to go out there. You have to face new challenges, because when you overcome a challenge, it builds you, right? It makes you stronger. Adversity makes you stronger. That's just the way it works. I don't think that I would be in the mindset that I am today if it wasn't for the struggles I've gone through. I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to that. So yeah, guys, just looking for a challenge, something new in your life, always putting yourself out there, getting out of your comfort zone, because that's not only going to help you for you, but that's also going to help you with your future endeavors, because it's going to create confidence. When you're constantly going out there and doing things and interacting with people, it's going to get you out of your shell, and it's going to give you confidence, okay? And confidence is like one of the most important things that a human being could have to be successful in anything, whether it's dating, whether it's business, whether it's their personal life, whatever, okay? Confidence is key, and you can really build confidence by getting out there and trying new things. So the third thing, guys, is you can deal with setbacks and move forward. You can maintain resilience and not doubt yourself, okay? One of the biggest things that separates a successful person from not is the ability to deal with failure, guys. This is huge. I mean, I've seen this in my own family, and I've seen this in other places where people fail at something. Things don't quite work out the way that they thought it would, and they just let that just run a train on their whole life, guys. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, if I would have let my setbacks and my adversity in my past limit me, I would be on the streets begging for money. Like, absolutely. I've always, found a way to just deal with setbacks and just, like I said, maintain that resilience. You have to build that sturdy frame mentally, guys. You cannot just let setbacks and things just ruin your confidence and start making you doubt yourself. You can't do that, because the way that your self-talk is, guys, is the way that your life is going to be lived. What you think about inside is going to project outwards into your life. If you're a negative thinker, if you're always being a Debbie Downer, and you're thinking every time you mess up that your life is over and that you're a horrible person and you're worthless, then that's going to show in your life. That's going to show what you're doing with your life, the way that you interact with people. It's all going to show, and it shows a lot, easier than you think, especially, to the trained eye. Your weaknesses and strengths can really be obvious with some people. And so you just, have to keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, I mean, just make sure that if you fail at something, if you didn't do it right the first time or whatever, that you just get back off your ass, wipe those tears, and you just keep pushing. I'm telling you, nobody that's, famous and not famous, because who cares about fame, but successful in life, if they would have just stopped at their first failures, they would be nothing like what they are today. That's just the reality of it. I mean, even me being a humble, small-time YouTuber, like if I gave up on, my life in the early stages of when I was going through horrible times, then I would not have the, confidence and, charisma and stuff to be able to sit here and talk to you on camera. I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be down on myself. I'd be like, why are these people listening to me? Like I have nothing to say, blah, blah, blah. I would just be sitting there downing myself. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of times where those thoughts will try to creep into my head and be like, Leon, like, like with these videos, like I'm just starting this out, who knows where it could go. And there are times in my head where I try to rationalize like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't make a video today because, there's only a few people watching, like, what difference does it make? But then it's like, I realize instantly that that's just that negative self-talk trying to rule me, and I do not let it. I don't allow that kind of self-talk to run my life. I just don't. So, the fourth thing, guys, is take care of yourself physically and mentally, okay? This is huge. This is so big, guys, because I know personally how much taking care of your body and your mind works in your favor in so many ways, okay? It's not just about getting a six-pack, okay? It changes your life. When you take care of yourself, it shows in everything that you do. Everything. I mean, I would not have the mindset. I honestly give like 85% of what my mindset is now to my fitness and the way that I take care of myself. Because if I hadn't gone on this journey of self-care, I would not have the self-respect and the confidence to think these things. I would not have the, the discipline and the willpower and the ability to sacrifice that I do now if it wasn't for my fitness journey and taking care of myself. This has just been an absolute game changer, life changer for me. And in turn, my mental health has become a lot better because, again, that self-respect, that self-confidence has gone up to where I know my worth now because I've put so much work into myself. Some people are just born with that natural confidence that, that Mother Nature's gift of charisma where no matter how they look or whatever, that they're going to feel great about themselves. And that's awesome. But I know for me personally, like, if I hadn't put the work and sacrifice into looking the way that I do, into feeling the way that I do, then, to eating healthy and all this kind of stuff, I would not have the mindset that I do today, guys. I would not have, the way of thinking that I do now. I would probably still be stuck in that, like I said, that coasting mindset of just day to day, because you build that self-respect, guys. You really do. When you put that time into yourself consistently, it makes you realize how much you're worth because you showed yourself that. So very important, guys. Always take care of yourself physically and mentally. Now, this does not necessarily mean that you need to be a bodybuilder, that you need to be an athlete, that you need to be, some crazy fitness guy or girl, but it's just like you have to take care of yourself at a basic level. At least be exercising a few days a week, at least be making conscious decisions of the food you're eating. Just very basic things can really make a difference in your life, guys. So remember that. And the last thing, guys, is living a life of abundance, focusing on what matters to you most and not stressing about things that shouldn't stress you out, okay? And all this comes from living a life of abundance. The more things you're doing in your life, the more choices that you have, the more options that you have, this will affect everything in your life in a positive way, and it will make you literally, naturally, just care less about BS. Because you just don't have time for it. Like I said, if you were to book up your whole week with stuff to do from the time that you wake up, from the time that you go to sleep, you're going to realize just how little time you have for BS that you used to give whole days to, that you used to sit there and dwell on, you used to overthink and stress out about, you'll realize that by just being time oriented and living a life of abundance, right? Doing, like I said, going out, trying new things, creating new hobbies, making new friends. All this stuff is going to take up so much of your time that you're literally not going to have time to stress about BS and crap that does not matter. You know, people that are wasting your time, people that are playing games with you, you know, people that aren't taking you seriously, you know, or like obstacles that show up in your life. I mean, they're just much easier to deal with when you have other things taking up your time. I've noticed that in my life, when I don't have anything going on, that's when the problems affect me the most, because I have nothing else to do but think about that problem. But when I'm surrounding myself with abundance and activity and in my social life, I've noticed that when things try to put me down or things try to stress me out, I just don't think about it as much. I don't, overthink about it too much, because I'm already, like, by the time that I've thought about this problem, I know that I have only this much time to think about it, and I need to figure out the solution so I can go on to the next task that I have scheduled. You know, I can't, because see, that's where a lot of people have it wrong, guys, is people spend way too much time in the problem and not in the solution, guys. If you were to spend as much time in creating a solution for your problems that you did wallowing in, you know, sadness and sorrow about it, you guys would probably be fixing a lot of the BS in your life right now. But instead, you choose to sit there and just dwell on the problem, thinking about it is somehow just going to make it go away, that it's going to make it, you know, better. And that's not how it works. You have to take action in your life. You have to make happen what you want. You can't just sit there and expect life to just, you know, happen, you know, to you, right? Life happens for you, and any kind of, adversity that you have to go through, that's just a test for you to get to your next level up, guys. That's just the way it is. And if you're living a life of abundance, you're not going to stress about the little things. So, guys, that was the 5 things that I think that defines a coaster and someone that is thriving in life. If you got anything from this, if you learned anything tonight, make sure to leave a like and comment below what you think that, where you think that you're at in your life, what you could improve on, what you're, doing well. Make sure to subscribe for more content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. And cut.